Hey, thanks for watching. This is episode 3 of watching me work, basically, and having me code. These shorter videos are intended for people who are not software engineers. I will say there's probably still going to be a lot of technical stuff that I mutter and many things that I talk about. But the gist of it is that the longer version basically is useful if you want to see and understand very intimately how AI does and does not help me work and see the actual problems that pop up. And the shorter videos helpful for just jumping straight to the learnings and are probably better suited for people who are, just wanting to see how AI may or may not take their job. So there appears to be like a steer function or steer button here. I'm clicking it, but it doesn't seem to act like it's doing anything. I essentially didn't want it to write tests, or rather run them. Because we know that's broke, I need to fix the environment. Alright, so it looks like it identified what would be the issue. Wants me to rebuild the dev container or rerun post create. Or we can just do this. So let's try running this command. So this looks familiar. I believe this is what would happen if you tried to run it using the hatch command. We're essentially bypassing the hatch command right now. So it looks like it used the post create script to do the install, but I swear hatch knew how to install this on its own. So let's make sure that we're doing this the right way. I'm going to challenge the AI and say, I think hatch did it automatically. Is that not possible? And see if it goes and changes its approach. So it's offering to centralize it. The main thing here is that I swear a hatch command installed it. So couldn't we run that hatch command? Okay, so now it uses the hatch command to install it. So now it's in one place, and I think this is the intended use. Let's go see if our tests run. So we go ahead and run our tests again. Okay, so all of our tests have passed, so that is good. Now the next thing we're going to do is rebuild the container one more time and make sure that the tests actually pass on a clean rebuild. Alright, we're letting our dev container build. Alright, so it finished building. Let's go ahead and see. Here's our tests. Let's just run all of them. I only see ReactPy. So where is bun? Okay, it's not installed. I thought we added that. It's missing, so that would explain it. And now it's there. So I'm not sure why that got taken out. So everything looks good. Alright, so one last change that we're doing is we're going to have the AI make documentation updates as necessary. We'll see if they're any good. It looks like it undid our cleanup and made it more complicated again. So it forgot about why we made that change. So we can go ahead and just, I think, revert that back. It seems to have added a redundant test. And just to double check, we are using GPT 5.4. It's worth calling out that I didn't ask it to make tests. I said just update the documentation. And it kind of, tests are a form of documentation. But I did say specifically like where it should expect to see these changes. So I'm going to get rid of this too. I don't really feel like looking at those changes. They weren't expected. And actually, I don't see any changes to any of the documentation. Like we have a docs directory. Okay, so it doesn't think there's any user-facing documentation pages that are done by hand. It thinks everything is built automatically. And that might be correct. So I guess we just won't worry about it. We miss one, missing 58. Is that supposed to be saying line 58? So we'll see if Claude can clarify what that 58 means. So it is line 58. Okay, so what did AI help with? Well, it was able to research how to use things, it suggested commands to run, and it even tested the commands locally just to make sure that they worked like expected. So that was great. Uh, it did help us get a functioning developer environment. I mean, it did still require assistance from me, but it definitely helped. And it was able to quickly determine that there are no document changes to write, which is something that would have taken me a bit more time to figure out. There were a few cases where it was counterproductive. Sometimes it was too aggressive with making changes. Uh, this resulted in having to kind of look it over and then deciding to just completely undo it. And then also, this, I don't know if this is really the fault of AI as a concept, but right now, both AI development and developer tools can lack maturity and create unnecessary friction. So the big question is AI, could AI do this? Is AI taking your job? Well, hopefully this isn't your job. It doesn't seem like it needs to be, and honestly, AI can't take this over soon enough. I think it's a good portion of the way there already, but it still has a ways to go. One of the things getting in the way is that human opinions on what is acceptable does deviate from what AI thinks is acceptable. So, for example, if something is slow and taking a long time, humans would say this is intolerable, but I could see AI really not knowing whether that's a good or bad thing. And finally, it's the thing is that I didn't really have to do this. I was doing it because no one else did it first. Then once it's done, you're kind of don't need to revisit it. And so simply because it's a chore, people tend to avoid it, and it becomes a bigger pain in the butt than it needs to be if it was dealt with on a more frequent basis.